Hello, welcome to the video, and we're going to be talking about today what perks you should be running on Specialist in Project Playtime. So I guess really to start, you could run any perks you want. That's a-okay if you really want to. But if you're trying to last longer, survive better, do puzzles easier, you need to be running specific things. So specifically for survivability, I think you should be running two specific perks always, and have one extra slot. The two perks being Shadow Walker, which decreases your footstep volume per upgrade you have up to 90%. This makes it harder for the hunter slash killer to hear you, making you harder to find in turn. So you can be crouching around a box while they're walking by, and you moving, and they'll be less likely to hear you or notice you. The second perk being one that I personally think should always be run and should be your priority for getting leveled up. Leave no trace. Leave no trace, as you can see, it leaves no footprints. When you run after like getting hit by the killer or hunter, you will leave red circles slash ovals on the floor, showing them where you went. Leave no trace is I feel like a must have you should have, and get this up because you can either run around a corner and crouch, because it's actually very dark in this game, so it's hard to be noticed as if you're sitting still. So definitely want to get these up because you could sprint around a corner after they hit you, and if you break line of sight, they wouldn't know where you went. And now for the third slot, because again, I think you should have both of these two on at all times. Your third slot depends on your playstyle. Do you want to go and revive somebody sometimes? Do you want to be harder to hit during chases? For example, if you do roly-poly, you have a second roll, or yeah, it provides an extra roll enhancing your dodge and maneuverability when you're running from the killer. And it comes with a longer cooldown, so this one is definitely, I wouldn't do super early or get super early. This one should be, like, not equipped, and you want to level this up over time, slowly. Well, not slowly, but over time when you get more of the tickets to upgrade them. Which, you get tickets via, more or less via doing certain things in-game, like completing certain tasks on each of the puzzle pillars, reviving somebody who's downed, saving somebody from one of the hatches. So this isn't one I would really suggest. I just have this one because why not? It's there. Distant Survivor is one for you can rescue people from the hatches quicker. Higher this goes, quicker you get them. And you'll probably want that if you're trying to be like a savior 90% of the time. Same thing goes for punching bag, though. Is you get a rechargeable shield, and you get to absorb a hit from the attacker, taking 0 damage to your HP. So this is really nice because if you're like looping them around an area, if you can last long enough, you can take multiple hits without taking any damage, almost making it look like you're immortal in a way. Ugh. Leadership's a good one for reviving people when they're on the floor, almost. Slash also helping somebody who's getting chased. Leadership will heal somebody who's low, that's within 5 meters of you, for a percentage of your health every second. At lowest, it's 2%. At highest, it's 6%. So if you play with this playstyle, you mainly want to follow somebody, be two people partnered up, one for maybe punching bag and the other for leadership. Either one to continuously keep them healthy while keeping the killer distracted. Now, these 6 abilities are all proportionate to the way you want to play the game. Now, these 6 are what I think, in my personal opinion, if you're not going to use any of these 4, you should use one of these 6, depending on how you struggle. So, on the puzzle walls, these all each do a different puzzle. For example, the master pianist. It'll make it harder for you to fail by decreasing the amount of patterns you have to do during it, making it quicker for you to go through puzzle things at a time. If you want to just purely do puzzles, then go ahead and equip 3 of these. Just be really, really careful when trying not to get caught while doing one of them, because you're not going to have any abilities to easily get away or be lost. And I would specifically advise, for example, if you're running my setup here and an extra one of these abilities, choose whichever one you struggle with the most and equip that so you can make your gameplay time easier. For example, I struggle with the piano a lot, so I'm probably going to get this one later. That's really all I can say, because there's not many more perks to go over. Because I could go over all of these, but really, it's not gonna change it's not really gonna change per each one of these if I really go over them. Like I can right now. Again, fewer inputs required, so there will be less on the dotted puzzle. Or wait, no, this is the dotted puzzle. This one, fewer inputs. There's a circular time puzzle where you have to use your hand and click them as fast as you can. And this will lower the amount of times you have to click each of those hands. Again, I could go over all these, but it really wouldn't help much or change any tips that I could give you. So let's go ahead and move on to Monster. The Monster, you have 3 different characters. You have Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, and Boxy Boo. Let's start off with Huggy. Huggy's ability is, his majority ability is he can place down small Huggy Wuggies, or small dolls of himself, that will all, oh, here you go. Never mind. That will scream whenever a survivor gets near it. So it's kind of like traps that you can use to help maneuver around the map easier. And I'm pretty sure his other ability is he can do a really long form dash to quickly close gaps in distance between people. Now, in my personal opinion, what you should do here is, if you're trying to close gaps quickly and not let people escape easily, you could do no pack, which is what I'm running, which will disable them being able to use the handbars that close the gates on you all the time. Or they swing across and make it harder for you to get to them. And on top of that, you could also use the other ability I'm about to talk about for the same purpose. No escape. It will shut down all of them individually, meaning you could literally lock somebody in a corner if they attempt to run to that area while no escape is active. Warning, all effects will be told to the player when they get affected by them, so you have to be very precise when you use them to catch them off guard. So yeah, no pack or no escape are two really good ones for Huggy because you can just dash and grab them to stop them from escaping and making it a really quick and easy down. Now, if you're trying to make the match last longer because you don't have a problem with catching people, a good one is Booby Trap and Shutdown. Booby Trap will, when, like, say you have 3 puzzle pillars near you. When you use it, as it's explaining here, it'll shut it down and damage anybody near it and will alert you with a red border around it, because usually when somebody fails, you'll see like a yellow ring or yellow diamond, kind of like this, on the center of it. When somebody's on it and gets damaged, there will be a red ring on the outside of the yellow one. So that's a good way for you to quickly shut somebody down or find somebody near you after you put somebody away. More time, it makes it harder for them to do anything because they have to stop what they're doing. And or this one, Shutdown. It will shut down all puzzles for the next 20 seconds. Or, well, it won't shut it down for 20 seconds. It'll make it to where they have to take 20 seconds to go and repair the power. So pretty much when you use this ability, it will go and it will shut down all the pillars around the map, but it will tell everybody you need to turn back on the power in certain areas. There's like 3, I think, across each map in certain areas where you'll go to those and sit there for however long it takes to turn everything back on. And so those two are really like regression ones to where you prevent the puzzles from being done. These two, however, are going to be more or less you are struggle at trying to get into the chases because you can't find them often, or it's hard for you to start them because they see you or hear you and run away quickly. Living Nightmare is a good one because when you use this one, it'll more or less put a black fog all around them, and it's not super big, so it's hard for them to see. And it will last for up to 40 seconds. So it's really good for, oh, I know they're in this area, but they'll see me coming, so you use it and you go in and stop them or catch them. It's really quick, easy one to use. I don't have it, but I've had it used on me. It's not great. And here's the other one. When you down somebody and there's somebody else nearby that you may want to get down quickly, Feeding Frenzy is a really good one because you can just down multiple people and then activate this and it'll all shove them into hatches and increase how long it takes for somebody to save them from the hatch. So this is a really, I guess I said 2 for starting chase is really easy. Well, no, yeah, it's starting chase is really easy because you can use this one more or less. Oh, you were able to start one. You hit somebody, you got them down, but there was another one really close. And you want to get that one down too to just quickly get 2 gone. Boom, they're gone. You can do this one after you down the first person, then go ahead and hope that the other person's really close, and or you could walk away from the person you just downed, wait for them to come back, and down them nearby, and then pop this, and then boom, 2 clear, immediately gone. The only issue with it is that you can't choose where they go, so you have to more or less make sure nearby that you place your things with Huggy Wuggy. If you play him with these abilities, you need to make sure for this one, you placed the dolls on each one. Or a decent amount of them, depending on which part of the map you control. That's really all in terms of abilities for Huggy, which all the perks are going to be the same for each killer, but each killer excels in different ones. For example, Living Nightmare's a really good one for Mommy Longlegs because her right click is she'll more or less grapple to the ceiling and pull herself to that point. And if you do it right, you can more or less release it and grab another point and just swing across the roof all the way over to wherever you're trying to get to. Her other ability, on the other hand, when you press her E, it puts her into a temporary state where she can see all hiders through walls. So this one's a good one because you could blind them, see them through walls, and then swing over to them. Because if you swing, you make 0 noise on the floor. So it's really hard to hear you. And you can also, if you want to, you could just just cling to the roof, look down, and just wait there. Because you can more or less be up there for forever. So Living Nightmare is a really good one because you can just pop that, pop your scan, and run to them as quick as you can. And it also makes Booby Trap really good with her, though, because she's got a much, much better movement than the other two. Because of how easy she can just swing around the map. So Booby Trap's really good on her. Easy, quick get around for damage people. The only thing that I can see her struggling with is she struggles with doing chases where they can stop, where they can just close her off. So this one's probably a good one if you're mainly in trying to chase people down and get them down quickly. Then No Escape's a good one. And same thing with No Pack. You'll want to use these two to prevent them from getting away or stopping you from getting to them and landing hits. Really, Shutdown's just an overall all perk. Same thing with Feeding Frenzy. It just depends on how well you play with those perks. And how much you can get done within the time limits of these perks. So yeah, my suggestions are like Living Nightmare and Booby Trap because of how easy it is for her to get around and or see them through walls temporarily. And or these if you're struggling with them getting away from you. And because of some of the areas in the map that aren't specifically attuned to her movement. Now, for the final character, Boxy Boo. This guy's pretty OP. In my personal opinion, I like him a lot. I play him a lot. I would suggest for him definitely No Pack and or No Escape. Because Boxy is more or less he continuously starts chases and downs people quickly. For example, his first ability is he's got a pretty good movement ability. Is he can just charge up, he'll get slowed, and he can hop in any direction he's looking at. It's really good for also climbing if there's certain maps that have climbing involved, where there's open windows for you to use. and he launches really quickly as just like Huggies with it, so you could also just launch and catch up with somebody. And then his second ability, his attacking ability, is he can fling his hand forward and grab a survivor and pull them back. When doing this, it's really good to get hits off and or pull them back to you to stop them for, like, if you didn't have these two perks on, it'd be really good for, like, stopping them from grabbing hatches and stuff when you would pull them back. But since I specifically struggle with this, I'm going to use these two perks for it. Again, these two are more or less how well you can work off of them. So, like, can you be good with them with this character? What can you do with it? And then these two are just overall really good abilities for him if you don't have the problem of catching them and or playing loops into your favor. So these two are definitely what I would suggest if you don't have that problem. Because of how good his mobility is, he can just hop along really quickly. Overall, that's all the perks that I can say and what you should use for each character. So that's really the end of the video. Thank you for watching if you watched, and hopefully this helps you in your gameplay when you attempt Project Playtime for the first time.